Hello, my name is Stephanie Contreras, and I have the privilege of sharing with you about the importance of doing a Kangen Water demonstration for your clients. Now, I have been a part of eNagic now for 8 years and have been presenting this work for 6 years, and what I can tell you, it is a proven system. No matter what people say, it will never get outdated. And another thing I can tell you is that when you start studying this industry of network marketing, and you read about Eric Worre in his book that's called GoPro, The 7 Steps of Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, you will find that this is one of the steps in his book. Now, we provide a service, and that service is awareness of this information. It's very uncommon for your client to already know about water ionizers. So we provide the knowledge for your customer, or you will now provide that knowledge so that they are aware of what this product does and what are the benefits for them. Now, this is one of the steps in the sales process. So I highly recommend that you do not skip this step, even if they say they are ready to buy. And the reason why is it's going to build rapport and credibility, and more than anything, trust between you and your client, the client and our company, and also in our product. Now, why do you want that to happen? Because what that will mean is that your client is now educated, even slightly, to go out into the public and be able to talk to people with more confidence, and it will create a more committed customer. And what that means for you is that he will now be bringing you more prospects, and there will be no confusion, and he will most likely be very happy with you having provided this information because it is very valuable. Now, having all your customers' questions answered is very important, and so you should always seek some support by people who have more answers than you if needed. This will develop you as a great communicator, a wonderful listener, and an overall outstanding entrepreneur. And that is exactly why I recommend that you stick to doing the demonstration and develop yourself as a presenter as soon as you can. Purchasing your machine gives you this opportunity to now go and expose the world about this information. The demo will never change because the water will remain amazing for your health. Now, go ahead and listen to this next part of the video if you are interested in learning what you will need in order to have a complete demonstration kit. So now we're going to show you what you're going to need to do a demonstration. And this here is a full kit, and I'm going to go through every piece of the demonstration. So first off, we're going to start with, if you want to be aesthetically ahead, buy yourself a demo kit. And a lot of these products you can find at ionfaucet.com. Now, that is a great place for you to get most of these tools. However, the beverages you will be able to get at your local supermarket. You will want to get all your beverages clear, because when we show one of the properties, which is the alkalinity, you will need to have them clear so that you can expose the pH of the beverages. So we usually get a soda. You can go with Sprite, Squirt, 7-Up, something that's clear. We get a sports drink. Usually you want to use the Frost kind. You can also do something Powerade, but as long as it's white or clear. We will also present Pedialyte. This is optional, but if you are presenting to a soon-to-be parent or a parent, it's a good idea so that they can actually see that this is also very toxic and not great for the body, which is what we're providing in awareness. We will also be using mineral water, which is anything sparkling. We will be using the Aquafina bottle and the Dasani. The reason I use these two, you can use the other ones that are very common, but here in the United States, these make up 60% of all beverages, and that is why I use these, because they're very common, and more than anything, they are always acidic. So I've also included in my new demonstration format an alkaline bottled water, and I teach about the difference now between alkaline and Kangen. And then obviously you're going to want to have yourself a bottle of Kangen water. Now, along that you want to bring with you are some 11.5 and 2.5. Okay, and so make sure that you label them somehow. You can see that I have two different bottles and one's labeled. So this is my 2.5 and the other one is, that's how I know it's my 11.5. So they are different waters and you want to make sure you bring both of them. The 2.5 we're actually going to use for one of the most important parts of our demonstration, which is the calibration of our ORP monitor, which is here. This is an ORP monitor which you can find on Amazon.com and you can purchase it there. Now this has to get calibrated with some 2.5 water. So you can see this has an on or off button and you turn it on, and the way to calibrate this is you're going to have some 2.5, and I poured some beforehand so we can show you. And I'm going to dip it in the actual 2.5, and when you put it in the 2.5 is very high in oxidation that it should go over 1,000. And we see they're over 1,000, then we will want to go into either the 11.5 or the 9.5 to get over to the negative side. And that will calibrate your ORP monitor. So I'm not going to show you how to do it in the alkaline water because you know that that goes to the negative side, but you basically want to go all the way to the positive, then all the way to the negative side so that it calibrates. That is the process of calibrating your ORP monitor. Now, the next thing you will need after doing the ORP is going to be your pH drops, which you can purchase at enagic.com or at a local Enagic store. These are also designed for pools, but I just recommend going with the ones that the company provides so that you never have any issues, and plus they're just, help out our company. Now, the last thing for the last property is going to be some tea bags. Now, not all tea bags work, and the reason why is they say some have crystal lining. I don't know because I don't make tea, but some of them are not actually leaf teas, and so those don't actually penetrate the same way with our water, even though, for example, our turmeric tea doesn't penetrate as easily because it's not a leaf type of tea. So we recommend 3 brands. This one here is Bigelow. There is Yamamoto green tea, which you can buy at any local Chinese market, or there is also the Lipton green tea as well. And I always go with green tea because it really leaks out that dark yellow, but you can try any other teas, and my recommendation is before you actually do this demonstration, if you're new at it, find the products that suit your your supermarket, for one, where you're going to be purchasing these products, and purchase different ones that will be perfect for the demo that you're going to do. And that's a specific tip for the tomatoes that we're purchasing. You see, I have a local Sprouts by me, and so I'm able to purchase this brand, which is called Sunset, but I don't want to recommend any brands unless you have a Sprouts around you, because I've had a lot of people try to do this demonstration with the 11.5 water when you're doing the cleansing of the tomatoes, and they don't get a yellow pesticide. So I would recommend finding the perfect product at your market so that you can purchase the same product until they catch on to the pesticide demo that we're doing and the pesticides come out clear. So different seasons bring different color pesticides. So just make sure that you test this before, and then it may remain consistent while you continue to do demonstrations. Now, before I even continue, don't forget your cups. There was several times where I forgot my cups, and so I had to improvise, but you always want to make sure they're clean so that people can actually see that you have a clean demonstration and it's something that looks great aesthetically. Now, part of our demonstration I do recommend as well is pure sesame oil. If you don't go with the pure sesame oil, you can go with the extra virgin olive oil. But it has to be a very pure oil, and also our water, I'm going to show you in one of the last clips here how you are going to make your 11.5 so that it can actually emulsify the oil. And last but not least, make sure that you are providing your client with water. And this here is a gallon so that you can see how this works. We actually have lids that will seal completely, so that when you're sharing the water, even just for the demonstration or for the process of actually sharing water, you want to make sure that you're buying gallons, and you can ask your distributor or your local 6A where you can purchase these gallons from, or simply do some research on where you can find either plastic containers. And again, Ion Faucet does carry these if you are in the LA area. Now, last thing, just as a last tip, is if you would like to be more cautious and not have to walk back to their kitchen, take yourself a jar so that it makes it easier for you. And then, make sure that you're able to have suitable, containers with extra water and things that you'll need in order to be ready for this demonstration, because it is the most important step of this process, where you are positioning your client to see the value of the Kangen water. And this is exactly how you're going to present it. And so take a visual look at this, and also make sure you replay it as many times as you need until you get a list of the things that are needed for this demonstration. And I can tell you that I forgot my things many times, so maybe having a checklist would be one of the best things you can do. And fortunately, that over time you can actually do a mental checklist like myself, and you most likely won't be forgetting things anymore. But one last thing actually is, don't forget your laptop. Don't forget some kind of presentation book or something that allows you to be actually sharing the slides that we provide. And as for the people who are watching this video, another video that we will be providing is how to actually do the demonstration. So make sure that you look for that. And along with that, make sure that you contact me or one of the distributors in my team, and we will provide to you what you will be saying in the Kangen slides. So next we'll be showing you, again, how to get the 11.5 and the 2.5 so that it is very powerful, and you can actually do the emulsification of the water and the oil. Coming up next. Okay, so this is top secret. How do you actually get to emulsify the 11.5? There are a few steps that you have to take in order to get this done, because you need the water to be super pure. And so my mother actually taught me how to actually get this water to come out the specific way that it needs to be done. And first things first is you're going to have to press the 11 or the 2.5 button, which is the strong acidic button. So from there, you have to make sure that you have electrolysis enhancer in the electrolysis enhancer chamber and electrolysis in the container. So what we're going to do is now we press the button, and what you're gonna hear is this little knob thing that opens up that actually lets the electrolysis enhancer go to the machine. So now you actually have to listen very closely, because if you don't hear that, that means it's not open wide enough to receive the most electrolysis enhancer. So sometimes you don't hear it. You're going to be shutting on and off the water until you actually get to hear that little knob noise. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in the video, but I'm going to show you that you're going to shove the water in fast so that it opens up the knob, and then from there you're going to start slowing down the actual flow of the water. And let me show you how you do that. So first you're going to pick up the actual flow really high, and that's going to open up this knob. And it actually sounded, so hopefully you got to hear that. Now, we have the water running, it's going fast. Now, you're actually going to start to lower the flow until the machine says to actually increase flow. So, you have to really pass it super slow, and I'm waiting for my machine to start saying that it needs me to increase the flow. Like literally, I just turned it off and now the machine turned off, so I'm going to have to turn it back on until I can actually get it to tell me to increase the flow. So maybe there, it might start to tell me, and I have both bottles for the 11.5 and 2.5. You can see that the machine is saying increase flow. I am not going to increase the flow. I'm going to start filling up my bottles. Only when the machine is saying increase flow will you want to fill up your bottles. That is when the water is coming out super pure, super thin, exactly how we need it for the 11.5 to be really strong and the 2.5 to be really strong. Again, you're just going to let it keep saying that. And see, it just turned off on its own. Turn off the water because it's not actually getting it super thin anymore. Something happened with the little thing, whatever. If it stops, you need to turn off the flow and then you need to start again. Okay? One of the things that maybe caused this to actually stop is that this second hose has to be below the machine. So I should have pulled this a little bit more back so that I can actually have my second hose below the machine. What actually begins to happen is the 2.5 gets back into the actual machine, and now you're mixing 11.5 and 2.5, and that's what's coming out of here. So your machine's really telling you what it really needs, and if it stops, that means we need to start all over again, and that's going to push out all the other water so that we can start going back down to the increased flow setting where you're getting it super thin. Now, another way to actually check if the water's working is to rub your fingers on the 11.5 and it'll come out very, very silky, and those are actually the oils of your fingers undoing themselves. Also, the 2.5 water is very strong in its odor and it smells close to like a smell of chlorine. There is no chemicals in this, so don't worry, it's just the stench, but it is the water at the highest potential that you can have it when it is saying to increase the flow. So I hope this helps. It may take you a few times trying it. Luckily, we actually got to show you during this clip here, and I hope that really helps you to get your demonstration kit ready to go and get you sharing with the people that are closest to you in your life and those that are coming to be in your business as well. Thank you so much for taking a look at this clip, and we'll catch you at the next one. Bye-bye.